Alright YouTube, so I'm doing an update video on this raised bed that used to be the inexpensive raised bed, but since I made a decision that I'm done filling this up, it's just a raised bed, I guess. So right now, I'm just gonna take out all the mulch and plant some beans in here. So I'm gonna take off the mulch right now and maybe cut off the grass again because last time I didn't do that. I just crimped it, so a lot of it did die back, but you can see some of it did survive. So probably be right back with a tool I have to cut it back. All right, YouTube. So we can see this raised bed. This raised bed doesn't look much different, in my opinion. But I did take off all the mulch, and so I'll be right back and grab the tool, like I said earlier, and cut down the grass. All right, YouTube. So I did buy a rice knife on Amazon a couple months ago, and I like using it so far. If you are gonna buy one of these, be really careful on using it because it's really sharp, and I cut myself a few times with it. So yeah, just be careful when you buy one, if you buy one. And I was debating with myself whether I should, um, with the dry grass, whether I should get my leaf mulcher, and mulch up the dry grass to make it smaller. I decided not to just because beans can grow through pretty thick grass, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Okay, so now I took out a bit more of the grass that I was growing and some of the weed seeds or weeds that were growing here. I'm gonna try to grab a little bit more of this decaying mulch or the mulch I had in last year. And you might be wondering, why am I cutting it instead of like digging it like I did in my no dig raised bed? Um, the main reason is because I want to try to keep as much roots in the ground as possible, and because the holes that the roots leave would be a lot better than anything I can do. So yeah, if you know anything about gardening, you might know better than I do. But either way, you want to try to keep as much roots in the ground as possible. It's better for the soil. It's better for your plants. It's just better overall. And once I'm done with this, I'm gonna try to level this out as much as possible, because right now it's extremely uneven. Especially because there was like moles and voles or whatever digging through here, so I can see some pocket holes in here. So yeah, I'm gonna try to level it out as much as possible, even though there's a lot of debris in the way. Sorghum Sudan grass. But yeah, we just try our best anyway. All right, YouTube. So I don't know where to cut off. Basically, I just took off the mulch, and right now I made rows. You can see a little bit of divot. Um, I just made a. I just planted the beans 6 inches apart, and I made the rows about 1 foot apart. Even though it says you want 18 inches at least, I'm doing more just because I live in a desert, so it gets really hot where I am, and I think less space will help it retain more water. But we'll see if that's true or not. But as of right now, I'm gonna start planting some beans. Okay, YouTube. So I made. Well, I didn't make it, but I I found this stick, and that's what I used to basically double it kind of, and then I marked it from 6 to 12 inches. So 6 is where I'm gonna plant the beans, and then 12 is where I made the rows. Just to make it easier on myself. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep recording until I till my phone overheats, I guess, like it did last time. And if you're wondering, I'm planting black beans, just because I do like black beans, and I just want to grow as much as I can until I run out of beans at least. And then I'm gonna start planting pinto beans because my family eats a lot of pinto beans. So between me, my dad, and my mom, we all eat beans. Not necessarily black beans, but I do like black beans. And my dad likes black beans, so that's why I'm growing it. And I don't know how well you can see this, but just basically black beans that I saved. And if you're wondering what this powder is, it's just basically a mycorrhizal inoculant. So yeah, can you see that? Yeah, that powder. That's a mycorrhizal inoculant, and other beneficials to hopefully. What's that mean here? To hopefully help the beans grow bigger and stronger. But I'll keep you guys updated on this raised bed. And just to top dress it a little bit, I'm everywhere I have the rows, I'm gonna put a little bit of compost, and then mulch it over so it has good seed soil contact and good compost contact, or um, so it can be covered by the sun, so the sun doesn't destroy the seed, should I say. The good thing about this raised bed is I'm seeing a lot of life in it, so it's pretty cool. All right, YouTube. So it turns out I had more than enough beans to plant in this raised bed. I might even have enough to plant even more. Um, maybe somewhere else, or maybe again in this raised bed, but after these beans are done. So right now I do have store-bought compost still, so I'm just gonna lightly top dress the beans I planted, and then I'm gonna put the mulch on top of it, and then water it in. Or maybe I should water it in first, and then put the mulch, and then water it again. I think that's what I'm gonna do instead. So instead of being here the entire time with me, I'm either gonna fast forward this or just cut it out. Alright, YouTube, so since my phone keeps overheating, I'm going to do this in batches. You can see the mulch that I took off, I put back on, and then whatever left I had on this type of mulch, I also put on. You can see the cardboard here. I decided I want to put cardboard between the rows, so between the beans and the bean row. This is the row part, or yeah, the 12-inch part between the bean, so so the beans can grow, and then hopefully the weeds don't come up as much. And yeah, I put the rest of this other mulch I had, the pine mulch, basically pine bedding. Then over here, I'm gonna put some more straw mulch. Basically, what I left. If I need to, I'll just go to the supply this weekend or something and get more. But yeah, I'm gonna finish adding the mulch and then I'll water it in. All right, YouTube. So I'm basically done. Right now, I'm just watering it in, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like after it's all done. I'm gonna set a sprinkler for like an hour so it can water in better than I can. Right now, I'm gonna do just initial watering so the mulch can stay and not blow away because it was a little windy today, but it's not too bad. Not like yesterday before. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right, YouTube. Like I said earlier, this is how the raised bed looks like after I mulched it. I basically have three different types of mulch. The ones that I already had here and basically grew myself. The extra mulch that I had from last year that I used the rest of today, and then the other straw mulch that I had extra. This is supposed to be the inexpensive mulch, so when I was first making this video last year, this was the inexpensive mulch, so that's what I used for as mulch. Well, this one was my expensive mulch because it would cost a little bit more than this one. I don't remember the price now because it's been a year, but either way, I'm using it all now today because why not? Because I'm not doing it expensive raised bed anymore. And I have the sprinkler over here ready to go when I'm done making this video. And we're not going to be in this raised bed next week because the peppers aren't ready yet. But next week we will be in this raised bed. So the free fill raised bed, the free backfill raised bed, and then top dress for free with the worm casts that I made. If you've seen that video where I uh, top dress this raised bed. So yeah, if you want to keep up with me and what I'm planning in here for next week, please hit that subscribe button. Just to let you know, I guess a little bit of a sneak peek. Next week I will be planting corn in here. And then after a week of the corn growing, or at least 1 inch tall, or a foot tall, I don't remember, but at least I think 6 to 12 inches tall. And then I'm gonna start planting beans in here also. So yeah, I'm gonna let this go for an hour, and yeah, I'll be right back once I'm done to end the video. All right, YouTube. So for the final thing for this raised bed is that I added this back on so the dogs don't dig in here. Especially my dog, he loves laying on this at least. I guess it feels nice to him. I'm not sure, but either way, I don't want him laying here. Even though it's not gonna bother the plants too much as of right now. When they start growing, though, he might accidentally crush them. So yeah, I decided just to put this over, just keep them protected, at least until they start growing. We'll see what happens when they start growing. But until then, here's how it looks like. You can see 3 different types of mulches. Just using what I had. And yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit me a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I see you next video. Um, yeah, peace. I really enjoyed making today's video. Not too much work, pretty simple, pretty easy. But yeah, again, next week we'll be over here planting some corn, and then however long it takes for the corn to germinate, like a week or two after that, we'll be planting more beans. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Peace.